You see, folks, we don't do something because it works. We do something because it's true. We're not supposed to follow Benjamin Franklin, the inventor, but Jonathan Edwards, the theologian. Franklin was all about pragmatism. Edwards was all about truth. And if you're a Christian, that's what you're supposed to be all about. And you don't lead men into things that aren't biblical. Because nowhere does Jesus Christ or any of the apostles preach the gospel and then afterwards cry out, who wants to receive Jesus? Lift up their hand and pray this prayer. But they command all men everywhere to repent, to turn from their sin and believe the gospel, to cast themselves upon the gospel, to cut away themselves from every hope in any good work and throw themselves only upon the mercy of God in Jesus Christ. Decisionism, the hour of decision, is wrong. It's wrong. You go to most Southern Baptists today who aren't in church or other Baptists. You talk to them about their souls, and this is what they'll do. They'll go back to a decision they made with some preacher years ago. They will go back to an event. Now look at me. They will go back to a decision as the basis of their salvation. Do you know what that is? Idolatry. If the foundation and the basis of the assurance of your salvation is a decision and not the person of Jesus Christ, do you see how dangerous that is? People trusting a decision. I lived for years in a country where everyone believed themselves Christian because they were baptized as infants. You say, how could anybody believe anything like that? The Baptists have done the very same thing. Only we've substituted infant baptism with praying a prayer and making your decision. Do you see? Folks, the Great Awakening in Wales, Hal Harris, Daniel Rowlands, the Calvinistic Methodists, Whitfield, even John and Charles Wesley, Jonathan Edwards, the great preachers of the Great Awakening in New England, all of them. Do you know what it was all about? The whole thing? The conversion of church people. Because what had happened was the doctrine of regeneration had been lost. Regeneration was lost. The fact that when God saves a man, He literally, supernaturally changes his heart and makes him into a new creature. It was lost. It was substituted for creedalism and ritual. We've done the same thing today. That's why the greatest mission field on the face of the earth is Southern Baptist churches. Because so many of the people in there have no godliness about them, no passion for Christ, no desire to know His Word, and so on and so forth. But they are secure because one time they prayed a prayer and asked Jesus to come into their life. And not only that, they stay in church not because of Christ, but because of the entertainment. Because there they can learn how to balance their checkbook and, as I said, get their best life now. They can learn how to be good people and appropriate people. And if you're further enough in the South, they learn how to be part of that culture. But it has nothing to do with God. Nothing.